Ellen DeGeneres. In a career spanning 3 decades, Ellen DeGeneres has lifted our spirits and brought joy to our lives as a stand-up comic, actor, and television star. In every role, she reminds us to be kind to one another and treat people as each was at pivotal moment. Her courage and candor helped to change the hearts and minds of millions of Americans, accelerating our nation's constant drive toward equality and acceptance for all. Again and again, Ellen DeGeneres has shown us that a single individual can make the world more fun, more open, more loving place, so long as we just keep swimming. Ellen DeGeneres has a way of making laugh about something rather than at someone. Except when I danced on the show, she laughed at me. But that's okay. It's easy to forget now. When we've come so far, we're now marriage is equal under the law. Just how much courage was required for Ellen to come out on the most public stages almost 20 years ago. Just how important it was, not just the LGBT community, but for all of us, to see somebody so full of kindness and light. Somebody we've liked so much, somebody could be a neighbor or a colleague or a sister, challenge our own assumptions. Remind us that we have more in common in time with push our country in the direction to justice. What an incredible burden that was to bear. To risk a career like people don't do that very often. And then to have hopes of millions of Americans. But it's like Ellen says, we all want to tell it, they can support the weight of guacamole. Which really makes no sense to me. But I thought it would break the mood because I was kidding kind of chopped up. And she did for price. You don't remember it. I don't remember it. Pretty long stretch of time, even in Hollywood. And yet, today, every day, in every way, Ellen counters what often divides us with the countless things that bind us together, inspire us to be better. One joke, one dance at a time. Ellen DeGeneres. In a career spanning 3 decades, Ellen DeGeneres has lifted our spirits and brought joy to our lives as a stand-up comic, actor, and television star. In every role, she reminds us to be kind to one another and treat people as each of us wants to be treated. At pivotal moment, her courage and candor helped to change the hearts and minds of millions of Americans, accelerating our nation's constant drive toward equality and acceptance for all. Again and again, Ellen DeGeneres has shown us that a single individual can make the world a more fun, more open, more loving place, so long as we just keep swimming. Ellen DeGeneres. as a way of making laugh about something rather than at someone. Except when I danced on show, she laughed at me. But that's okay. It's easy to forget now. When we've come so far, we're now marriage is equal under the law. Just how much courage was required for Ellen to come out on the most public stages almost 20 years ago. Just how important it was, not just the LGBT community, but for all of us, to see somebody so full of kindness and right, somebody we've liked so much. Somebody could be a neighbor, or colleague, or sister. Challenge their own assumptions. Remind us we have more in common than realize. Push our country in the direction of justice. What an incredible that was to bear. To risk your career like that, people don't do that very often. And then to have the hopes of millions of but it's like Ella says, we all want a tortilla chip that can support the weight of guacamole. Which really makes no sense to me. But I thought it would break the mood because I was getting kind of choked up. And she did pay poor price. You don't remember this. I hadn't remembered it. She did for a pretty long stretch of time, even in Hollywood. And yet, today, every day, in every way, Ellen counters what often divides us with the countless things that divide us to inspire us to be better. One joke, one dance at a time.